What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition. How I made my millions. Now, we started out teary-eyed, man. My childhood. Went over some stuff that kind of hurt. That made me the man I am today. That taught me how to fight. That taught me how to struggle. That taught me how to persevere. Then we went into my college years. My beginning, my fortunate beginning at Weeder Publications. Then we moved into me starting a company with Sylvester Stallone. And then we went into Scivation, the place where I became Marc Lobliner, where I became the machine, where I helped basically bring an entire category to the market, and that's the intra-workout category. To who I am today, who you guys might know me as. And that's Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, TigerFitness.com. That's me. How did I become Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com? Well, after I sold Scivation, which was in July of 2011, the sale was finalized on August 1st, I had a 2-year non-compete with Scivation. The biggest blessing I ever had in my life, and there was an open-ended or a clause in my non-compete that I can have a house brand sold at one location. Definition of a house brand, probably should have expanded on it a bit further, is essentially a brand that's only available at one location. So my goal was to take 2 years off of work. I want to take 2 years off, enjoy my family, enjoy my time, enjoy my house. I'm gonna be real here. I lasted about 2 days. I was hitting send receive on that email and nothing was coming in. And even stuff that was coming in was offers for things I couldn't do because I had a non-compete. Long story short, I went and I decided to sell some equipment. It was called Wilkins Commercial. I went and I sold equipment, weight equipment for gyms. I outfitted a few gyms. I made tens of thousands of dollars in months just with the contacts I had. Wasn't that crazy, Katie? Like, we were just like, oh, this is cool. I installed a couple gyms, which by the way sucked. One was Peak Performance or Peak Physique in St. Louis area. And it was the winter time, so it was like 20 degrees. And we had to load equipment into the gym. That was cold. That was a lot of equipment. Nonetheless, I enjoyed it. It made for some stuff to do. But that was while I was kind of formulating what to do next. I actually interviewed at Export, the gym I train at now. And I got offered a position, basically for their house brand. Remember house brands? Remember the non-compete? So I was going to revamp Export's house brand. Let me tell you a little bit about their house brand. It was a white bottle that literally just said Export Creatine. And it reminded me of the 1980s generic beer. Type in generic beer on Google. It's a white can that just said beer on it, like the Simpsons cartoon with the beer. So I went in my interview and I kind of made fun of their generic beer looking brand. And the guy who brought it to the market actually was there. He found it kind of funny. Nonetheless, I got offered a position. And let's just say that they weren't very organized. And the position, they didn't really give me a complete number I was going to make. So I was like, not moving to Illinois for this one. At that time, we were still living in North Carolina. So I was kind of, I had this concept. And I wasn't done in the sport nutrition industry. And I knew that companies were still not meeting label claim. I knew that there was still work to be done to bring legitimacy and truth to label and high quality science research backed supplements to the industry. So I had a couple concepts. I actually talked to a couple people about it. One person I spoke to about it was Chad Vortameshi, the CEO of TigerFitness.com. At that time, TigerFitness.com was simply an afterthought in the basement of Queen City Nutrition in the Oakley area of Cincinnati, Ohio. Tiger Fitness was a good site, but let's just say it wasn't optimal. And there were a lot of sites that were just right up there. I mean, Chad was in retail, and while he had a site, he never fully went all in on it, even though he was a great customer of mine when I owned Scivation. So I had a concept, and that was essentially to have two autonomous companies operating as one, but operating together. My goal was to create a brand within my 2-year non-compete and sell it only at one location, having no sales goals per se, but to build a strong brand. And since it was essentially a direct brand, to have the margin it required to not have to skimp on ingredients, to have the highest quality ingredients, to have fully loaded pre-workouts, to use only the highest quality, to test every batch and not have that testing fee make it so you can't pay your bills because we took out the middleman. And long story short, I presented this to Chad. And within 24 hours, we had a contract written up by my attorney, by his attorney. At the time, it was my attorney, but now he's our attorney. And there it was. Signed, sealed, delivered. MTS Nutrition was formed. TigerFitness.com was still there. So our goal was to build MTS Nutrition within TigerFitness.com. And I've given speeches about this. I'm going to spare you the exhausting 60-minute speech on this. Let's just say there's plenty of lectures explaining this online. If you look at my lecture playlist on YouTube, it actually has a lot of this story. Let's just say that we formed these companies together. And our first product in the market was MTS Nutrition Machine Whey. At the time, we were vastly benefited by lying scumbags. I want to thank those lying scumbags for making it possible for me to out them on their amino spiking. The amino spiking video came about 6 months to a year after the launch of MTS Whey. I knew about amino spiking, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And then once it came to market and class action suits started coming in, I was the first one to really break the fact this was happening. Now, being that I test all of my products stringently, and also I know what's going in them, obviously my products aren't amino spiked. So once the amino spiking scandal came out, MTS Nutrition Whey started blowing up. Now, another thing happened, and that was a flavor breakthrough. I know you're saying, hey, Mark, it's whey protein. How can you get sexy with whey protein? Well, here's the deal. The cookies and cream machine whey, I wanted a whey protein that had macronutrients for a whey protein only product to be as delicious as Syntha 6 by BSN, which was only 30% protein. So we went to work, and that's where cookies and cream machine whey came out, from their mint cookies and cream. Red Velvet took me 2 years to formulate. Peanut butter cookies and cream. So we were able to keep it affordable. We were able to keep the macros on point. We had a flavor profile unlike anyone else's. At the same time, my wheelhouse, which is non-protein product. Keep in mind, protein was not what brought me to that's not the milkshake that brought all the boys to the yard. What brought the boys to the yard was the formulations I came up with, like Extend. Was the formulations I came up with, like back in the day, we had a product called Nova and Clash. And Quake. I was good at making stuff that essentially was non-protein, was more of an outside the food box thing. So we were able to really grow exponentially with products like Drop Factor, like Clash. And then we had Vasky, Insurgent, Barracuda. So these are growing on their own. And also we were dominating the whey protein landscape because we had superior flavor and of course the quality to back it up and truth to label. And the amino spiking scandal obviously took a lot of large players down in the industry. The class action suits helped tremendously. So we were able to really parlay off of that. And let me get into social media. A lot of people go, hey, Mark, you're a YouTuber. Realize Scivation was founded and sold by me without YouTube, without Instagram. All I had was a crappy personal Facebook. I didn't have a Facebook fan page till the MTS Nutrition TigerFitness days. So I'm not a YouTuber. I didn't make my money. I didn't do any of that via social media. And I think social media followings are vastly overrated for earning potential. I think a lot of people just get into debt and take pictures of other people's cars. The bottom line is my money was made from what I do, and no pun intended, on the back end. Why are you laughing, Katie? So what I do on the back end is what I do. That's formulations. That's business deals. We were able to forge some great relationships over the years. So once YouTube, I remember it was November of 2011, our company started in September. September 30th, 2011 was when we launched MTS Nutrition Machine Whey in chocolate and vanilla, and we only had 500 square feet to stock it in the basement of Queen City Nutrition in Cincinnati, Ohio, Oakley area. So in January of 2012, we started putting stuff on the Tiger Fitness YouTube channel. At that time, I was still bodybuilding. So I was going for my pro card. So I post pictures on Facebook. People are like, hey, why don't you tell us about your training and document your training and all that? Back in those days, I could put up a training video and get 1 million views. Now I get like 1,000. Nobody watches training videos, or maybe I'm just getting old and nobody wants to see me train. I'm good with that. It doesn't bother me. I realize, guys, I can read views. I've never bought a subscriber. I've never bought a like. I couldn't even tell you how to do that. I know there's some Indian dudes doing it, like some Indian companies that message me on Instagram once in a while. I've never done that. And maybe I'm just getting old and I realize my videos don't get the likes they used to. And that's fine with me because I'm happy and the people who watch it seem to enjoy it. Like this video right here will probably get 5,000 views. I'm good with that because these videos, I film them once a week. I'll film like 3 videos and it takes me less than an hour for the week. And honestly, when I met Stone Cold Steve Austin last week, he knew me because of these videos. And I'm good with that. Guys, I realize I'm not the social media maven that a lot of people are. I realize I don't get the views of the Christian Guzmans and stuff, and they're great at what they do. At the end of the day, the fact that I am even doing social media as a 38-year-old soccer coach, soccer dad, is ridiculous. And it's an honor and a privilege. And if people want to watch it, that's fine. If not, it doesn't hurt my feelings saying that I'm not cool anymore. My videos don't get a lot of views. Just don't accuse me of buying views or buying subscribers because that's something that questions my integrity. And I would never do that. And Katie would never let me do that. She's my moral compass. You know what I mean? So, and she micro picks every part of our budget. Would never approve of that. And also, like, does having 370,000+ subscribers on this channel, does that really do anything for me? No, my views are still shit. It is what it is. But it pops up in a lot of feeds and a lot of different people can see it. But I'm still growing by about 100 subscribers a day. So new people are watching, and I think old people are just tired of hearing my shit, and that's fine. That's all good. But I'll keep producing content because I feel as a business owner and as someone who wants you to trust in my business, if you want to see a different people, and also I do videos for everything from fasting to cardio to restaurant reviews. I get a very diverse group. So it's not like people just watching Christian's life, which is extremely much more interesting than mine. You guys got to realize my life is extremely fucking boring. I wake up in the morning at like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. I feed my dog. I take my morning pills, which I've done videos on that before. And then I work. I get my kids off to school. If I don't box, I train with my wife. And then I work all day and then I coach soccer. I'm not out buying Lambos. I'm not out pimping hoes. I'm not doing these meet and greets. I'm a fucking soccer dad. You know, and I'm happy. I enjoy my life. I'm married, happily married. You know, I am what I am. Like it or love it, like 50 Cent said, right? So, long story short, here's where our company's at now. We have literally the hottest bar on the market with this outright bar, right? I'm talking, we just got done, and I can't give specifics, but we have a deal worth more than anything I've ever done in my career. TigerFitness.com is growing probably about 20 to 30% month over month, while our main competitor, bodybuilding.com, has dropped 50% per year, 2 years straight. MTS Nutrition went as high as number 116 on the Inc. 500. I work every day, my wife right over there, and we work in an office, a home office together. My warehouse in Loveland, Ohio is captained by my partner, Chad Vordameshi, who's also my best friend. I have a business ownership agreement with Sean Torbati and Mike Rashid with Ambrosia. Absolutely killing it together. I'm business partners with Chris Jones in his supplement line. Big Rob did it with his supplement line. I'm business partners with these guys. I love them. We work together. I love my life. I love what I do. A lot of what I do you will never see. I did not forget Kara. I'm just sexist. And don't forget, and I was going to actually finish with that, because I was going to bring up the fact that the most important thing in my life is my relationships, and I love everyone I do business with, everyone I work with, all right? Kara Corey and Jason Corey have been our best friends throughout the years. And over the years with Pervitum, Kara, that's her brand. You know, I'm silent. You know, I'm in the back. She's doing her thing. That sounded weird. I'm in the back. She's doing her thing. Not going to say anything like that again. That was weird and awkward. No. So Jason, her husband, is actually working full time with us now. He's our graphic guy, our video guy, and You know, that's the thing, is that we have a really great company, a really great group of people. And that's what we have. So what does the future hold for Tiger Fitness and MTS? That's on you. What do you think the future should hold for Tiger Fitness and MTS Nutrition? Do you want to support us? Do you want to support someone like me after seeing this series going forward? Do you want to support a company whose husband and wife work together in the same office and who has business partners like Chris and Rob and Mike, who are good dudes who are trying to do right by people? Katie, where do you see the company going in 5, 10 years? Where do you see it going in a year?
I see the bar blowing up even more than it has, and MTS right there along with it.
You know what? All of this is possible. I will say this. A lot of people buy MTS Nutrition, and especially the outright bar is available in thousands of stores. They don't know who I am. I am a niche guy. I am a retired, mediocre pro bodybuilder. My personality, my social media is not big enough to sustain where these brands have gone. I am not egotistical. I just want to provide a great product at an affordable price to help people reach their goals. That's the reason I go on Instagram. And Katie yelled at me the other day. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna air out dirty laundry. I'm always on social media with these stupid Instagram stories answering questions. I'm always giving people a glimpse of our life. And it gets annoying, even to me. I annoy myself, so I can only imagine. But imagine like you're trying to sit down with your family and this idiot's answering a question. And that's pretty much me, because I'm so infatuated or just completely overtaken by the urge to help people who ask questions, my customers, that sometimes I forget that, hey, I got to stop that. So nonetheless, where is the company? It's where you want it to go. What's next on the horizon? A lot of things. Obviously, the growing of the outright brands, the growing of Tiger Fitness, and helping you guys and becoming the greatest site ever at TigerFitness.com. So you guys let us know. Comment down below. Hope you enjoyed this series. Katie, did I miss anything in this series? It's like 6 parts.
We forgot to mention that there's like a whole bunch of new SKUs for MTS.
I didn't want...
Right?
There's...
That's part of where we're going in this year, a whole bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, you're looking at the expansion of the lines. We have 60 plus new SKUs coming to MTS Nutrition and outright. You also have new SKUs coming to Pump Chasers, Per Vitam, Omega Supreme, which is Big Rob's brand. Ambrosia is in a world of its own. What Mike and Sean are doing there is, you know, I mean, Mike's Mike, dude, and Sean's a smart dude. And we have a great group behind us. Like, we have aligned ourselves, Katie, with the best people. And we got screwed over a lot by really bad people on the way. But right now, I will take this group and I will go to battle with them, you know? But I'd like to say thank you guys for being a part of this journey. It's not over yet. Not saying it'll never be over. If it is over, you're not going to see me, because I'm going to be on an island drinking out of coconuts, just doing squats with tree branches and shit. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. Comment down below. Again, man, that's how I made my millions. And I know it's not really me, and a lot of people have commented on this video. They've been like, oh, I thought you were humble, like the minivan. What about the minivan? I still own the minivan.
In fact, you need to jump it today, don't forget.
Yeah, the battery's dead. I'm going to go jump it right now. But the bottom line is, I did meet Steve Austin. The bottom line is, because Marc said so, that the bottom line is that I did that title to get clicks. That's what YouTube's all about. But yeah, we've made money, but that's not who we are. And if you've ever met us, and I encourage you, if you ever see us, like I had someone come up, I was at the gym, I was training at the Export in Schaumburg the other day, and this dude came up, he apologized. I'm like, no, man, don't apologize. Let's talk. And this poor girl who actually works at my favorite place to eat, Brunch Cafe, my favorite place she works the one in Roselle. And she came up to talk to me, and I feel bad because I kept her there for a good 5-7 minutes because I wouldn't shut up about, like, I kept asking her about her goals and telling her about, it was a good conversation talking about the omelets. Their omelets are delicious. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm rambling. That's not a game.